Hello,
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. Thanks for asking. What about you?
I'm doing very well. What's your name?
My name is Ahmed.
Hi, Ahmed. My name's Melissa.
It's nice to meet you, Melissa. Where are you
Yes.
from?
I'm originally from Canada, but I live in Morocco.
That's awesome. You live in Morocco country.
Yeah, I love
Yeah.
Morocco. What
So
are,
how long have you been there in Morocco?
I've lived here now for 6 months.
Uh-huh. So that's great. So did you like it or not?
No, I love it. I absolutely love it.
Wow, that's awesome.
I plan to live here for probably about 2 years. So
Sorry.
I plan to live in Morocco for 2 years. So
Yeah, I have many friends from Morocco, especially from Casablanca, from Marrakesh. They told me that there's beautiful places there, and
very.
yeah, and there are many tourism like grass every year there in Morocco.
I don't live in a very touristy city.
Yeah,
There isn't a lot of tourism where I live, but
yeah,
yeah, definitely in like Marrakesh, Tangier, Casablanca,
yeah.
those places, Rabat, most definitely a lot of tourism. I live about an hour and a half away from Rabat in a place called Fez.
That's really great because uh, I love it. I love it travel. I love to discover new things about the new country that I visit because it's change your mood because you meet new friends, a new culture. That's okay for you and for your health, for your joy.
Exactly. And also just plain and simple, it's one of those things where every time you go to a different country and you experience a new culture, it shapes a little bit of your personality and you become, I feel like, more down to earth
Yeah,
because
exactly.
you understand a totally different way of life. And I think it's really important for humanity in general to understand that just because the way that you do something works and is right doesn't
Yeah,
mean that the way somebody in another country does it isn't right.
yeah.
It's just different.
Yeah, exactly, because you mix between two culture, your culture and the Moroccan culture. So,
Especially, yeah.
yeah, how you survive? Because I know there they speak only, I think, Arabic and
Arabic. Yeah.
French language.
I
How you
I
survive there?
so I'm learning Arabic very slowly, but I am doing it.
Yeah,
Um And I do speak some French, so the French is fine. But my husband does most of the talking. My husband is Moroccan, so
yeah. Your husband, Moroccan
yeah,
citizen. So
yeah.
yeah.
So he does all the talking. I just kind of nod and point to what I want.
Yeah. He's work as a translator for you.
Exactly. And right
Yeah.
now with Corona, he does all the shopping. He does all of the going out. I just stay at home.
Yeah. So, how is the situation there under this quarantine in Morocco? Is it a lockdown full time or part time?
During Eid, there's going to be a full-time lockdown. So,
during the day?
yeah, no, here even at night. So during Eid, which is after Ramadan,
Yeah.
um, I'm not sure where you're from, so I'm sorry. I didn't get your.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm from Iraq.
Okay, so you know exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, we're good.
Yeah. So I know
You
about Ramadan. I know everything about Eid and Ramadan and Muslim tradition. It's okay with me.
Because I'm like, I know some people with your name, they're from England, and I start talking about like, they're not from England, but they've lived there like their whole life, but they still have problems with English, and they have no idea what I'm talking about. And I'm like, okay, there's this. I have to like explain it, and I'm like, I am new to this myself, so
Yeah. The Eid, you know about Eid?
Yes, I do. I am actually, this is going to be my first Eid, my first one. So I'm very excited.
Wow.
I'm very excited.
Yeah. Congratulations to you, because you will see the Muslim tradition in Eid. Before coronavirus, the first day of Eid, in the first early morning, we go to the mosque to pray for God, to thank him for his gifts for us, and after our prayers, we go back to our homes to have a great breakfast. Like we put everything on the table.
Yeah, I'm really, really excited for all of this. I'm probably going to be with my in-laws for Eid. I think it's just up to my husband, because if he wants to have just a layout here, then I will do something here.
Yeah, you will. I'm pretty sure you will find this so lovely experience, because as we said, the human nature want to discover new things about everything.
Yeah, exactly. And I think it's not going to be as big this year, just because there is the coronavirus. Everything's on lockdown. We can't go to the mosque. We can't.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we can't do this.
Habit. And it's something I'm very excited about, because I've never been to a mosque. So I'm very, very excited. And my husband's just like, yeah, we're gonna have to wait for that. I'm like, but I want to go. So it's pretty fun. I'm very excited to experience this, and because I recently got married. I only got married to my husband back in March. So
so you mean you married like when?
In March. So 3 months ago. 3 months ago I got married.
Yeah, congratulations. So recent married.
Yes, recently married, and I recently converted to Islam, so it's also like very new to me, and I'm still figuring it all out. It's a lot of new things all at once.
How did you meet, or when did you meet your husband? Is by coincidence?
Yeah, literally like super coincidence. 1.5 years ago, I traveled to Fez because it's a very historic city. I love history. Me and history, we're like this.
Yeah. So I know you guys. Yeah. You like museums, you like histories.
So in my city is the oldest shopping area. It's called a Medina. I know that there's a city called Medina. This is not a city. This is just a shopping area. And I love it. And the problem is tiny little streets all woven together. And Google Maps does not work there.
But maybe in reality it's bigger than in the map.
Yeah. So Google Maps didn't work, and I got very lost while I was shopping. And not very many people speak English here. English.
They do? They speak English there?
Not really.
Wow.
So at the time, my French was so bad I couldn't ask anybody in French where my hotel was. So I'm asking people in English, and this boy, I'm like, he doesn't look evil. He doesn't look like he could kill me. I'm gonna ask him. if he knows where my hotel is. So I ask him, and he goes, yeah, I know where it is. I'm like, oh, and you speak English. All right.
Wow.
I'm like, oh, can you take me out of here because I'm lost? He goes, yeah, I could take you out of here. And we ended up sitting at a coffee by my hotel and just drank coffee and talked until the coffee closed. And then I went to my hotel. We spent the rest of my holiday in Morocco together. And then, and then in March we got married.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
So, by hiking in these shops, I heard like this shop like a maze. You can't you get lost already.
Yeah.
Even if you are foreigner people or
a local
people, sometimes they are lost. Their goals to go to their points.
Yeah. Everybody gets lost in there. It's rough. And for me, who was like, Google Maps will know. I'm not worried. And I'm zooming around. I bought paintings. I bought a backpack. I bought like little trinkets. And then it's just oops.
How can I say? How can I go from this situation?
Exactly. It's like, okay, it's getting dark.
Wow.
I'm stuck here, and I don't know which way is my hotel. I'm gonna ask directions.
So maybe you should learn some Arabic words that makes you communicate with people to at least the basics.
That's what I'm learning. I'm learning, I know my numbers up to 5. I know how to tell somebody to come here. I know how to tell somebody to be quiet. I can ask for coffee. I can ask for tea. But really, I don't go anywhere without my husband. So, and of course, as like I'm sure you know, the husband's role is to do most of the talking anyway. So he just goes ahead and does his talking, and I'm like, I'm good. I'm gonna just chill here and relax.
Oh la la!
Yeah, I'm just like,
yeah. I can see you're happy when you ask for tea.
Oh yeah.
You're doing something right. But I've been with this situation once when I visited Turkey. So my oldest daughter, she asked me how to ask the seller about she want a bottle of water. So the water name in Turkey su. Yeah. So she loves to try this. She wants to buy a water by herself. So I stay far away from her, but I watch her, and she go to sell the bottle of water, and she came back to me with the bottle of water, and she said, "Yes, I did."
It is. It's something you get so proud of because, like, at least for me, Arabic is such a hard language. Especially since
exactly. I think Arabic language is the second hardest language
in the world.
Behind the Chinese language.
Yeah, and it's
because
and each one has a different dialect, and I'm learning the Moroccan dialect, which I realize is not useful outside of Morocco. But I live in Morocco.
You will survive day by day if you, because you now you are married from Arabic Moroccan guy. So he will learn to use some new word, expression, idioms. So I think day by day, like just like me when I learn English, I start my journey in English last September 2019.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and I really interesting with the learning English. I think the English language, it's like a big gate to the world.
Oh, it is. It is.
Yeah. Suddenly, I saw myself. I speak with the world, with the Brazilian, with the Mexican, with the Algerian, whatever I want to speak with them, I speak because the English language gather us.
Yeah, exactly.
We share everything every day, like our thoughts, our knowledge. I think that's crazy because I think English language heals my wants because when I speak in English, I feel I am express myself.
Well, that's the whole point, right? Is that one thing I really like about English is that I can communicate with anybody, literally anybody. I can talk to somebody from Egypt. I can talk to somebody from Vietnam. I can talk to somebody from Kuwait. And we're able to share our knowledge. We share our experiences to build knowledge. And I find that, like, with my other languages that I speak, because I speak fluent Dutch and I speak, like I said, some French. I wouldn't call it fluent, but I'm intermediate level French. And
so you speak fluent in French or just
intermediate level? I can speak, I can understand, but there's things that I don't know.
So did you take classes on French on school?
In school. I'm from Canada, and we speak French and English as our two main languages. So when you're in school, you have to learn French. Yeah. You have to. It's mandatory. Yeah. So I took French in school.
Actually, I took classes on my college, like a second book. I studied French like 4 years in my college, but the important language in the world, the English. So I just focus on English. I almost forget the French language, but I remember some vocabulary. Yeah, some vocabulary, some expressions. But I'm not used with my life because I don't have French people around me, and I don't have app like Cambly to speak in French.
Yeah.
So I told myself I should be fluent in English. So if I be fluent in English, I will control to the world.
Well, that's the thing, right? Once you speak English, you really don't need to speak any other language because everybody speaks English. Exactly. Now, for me, as a native English speaker, that becomes very difficult because if I want to learn another language, everybody defaults English because they notice I don't speak their language. So they immediately default English, which means that it's my mother tongue. Obviously, I'm going to speak English. So I can't practice and I can't learn anything because everybody defaults my mother tongue. I remember being 17 years old, and I had I just moved to the Netherlands. So I was just learning Dutch. And I remember thinking one day, I was like, why am I even bothering to learn this language? Everybody speaks English anyway. Why? Why should I bother?
I feel you.
Like, this is no reason for me to learn a language. Everybody speaks English. And after like, I think it took me like 2 months to get back into speaking Dutch and learning Dutch because I was just so fed up with like trying to learn and trying to practice and everybody speaking English to me. I was like, nope, I'm not doing this no more.
So by speaking about Dutch, I think Dutch it's a language belongs to African people.
So that's a little bit of it's not hard to explain. So Dutch is from the Netherlands, right? So the Netherlands, the country.
Yeah.
But the Netherlands ended up colonizing South Africa. So that's why there's Dutch in South Africa, but it's like a new form Dutch, which now we call Afrikaans.
Afrikaans,
but Afrikaans is just Dutch. Like when I go to South Africa, when I spend time in South Africa, I speak Dutch.
Yeah, so congratulations, you speak 2 languages now.
So when I go
and you learn.
So when I go there, I speak Dutch. They understand me and I understand them. Even though we're speaking technically 2 different languages, but because Afrikaans is the mother language, like where it comes down to is Dutch. So they still understand.
Yeah. I just want to ask you one more question about I'm struggle with the word like similar in pronunciation but different in spelling, like impressed and impressed.
Impressed and what's the other one?
And like, the same, impressed.
Like, okay, so
when I for example, when I come to speak English to the strangers, I feel impressed.
Embarrassed.
Embarrassed, like embarrassed. So I got you. The other word.
Impressed.
Can you give me can you give me can you put it in a sentence to make it easy for me?
I was very impressed by the paintings in the museum.
Can you write it down to me?
It may take me a little while because this is a French keyboard and I'm not good at the French keyboard. Very impressed with the paintings at the
I am very impressed with the paintings at the museum. It's okay. That's cool. We learn here on Cambly new things, and we are thankful for you guys.
No problem.
You so much. Thank you so much. Yeah, thanks so much. So I think it's fun for today for learning, because I think if I spend more minutes with you, my mind is gonna crazy and gone because my English word it's almost finished.
That's okay. That's okay. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to meet you. Thank you so much.
See you later. Bye.
Goodbye. Thank you.